great day, attractive thinker. Dr. Tony Hatton here, your identity coach and get to the root specialist. We are delighted to be back with you. Thank you so much for all of your comments, for reaching out, for the thumbs up, for clicking that like button and subscribing to our YouTube channel, Beyond the Break. Give yourself a fighting chance so that you never miss our live episodes and you never miss when we upload another video to support you in living life beyond a break, be it a heartbreak or a break in a success. Either way, these breaks in our lives, we need to know how to function after that because there's more life left. There's more life beyond the break. Welcome my co-host Tashette Bradshaw to another episode of Beyond the Break. Give yourself a fighting chance.
Happy Mindset Monday, everybody. It is such a wonderful time right now to learn all that we're learning so that we can go where we've never gone, have what we never had, and do what we've never did before. I hope you guys had an amazing week. We made it to another Monday so that we can go further, faster. And as I always say, of course, it's such a great day to be alive.
Yes, it is. Today, attractive thinker, is a great day to be alive because today is full of endless possibilities. You've never even seen this day before. You don't know what to expect. It's not another Monday. It's a new Monday or whatever day you're watching and listening to this message. It's not another Tuesday. It's a new Tuesday that you've never seen before, full of expectation and possibility and opportunities for you to reach your goals, to experience something new. Even if it's a new thought, that's an accomplishment. Even if it's a new color or a new idea or something that you've been wanting to do for a long time, a new hobby, a new puzzle, whatever that might be, it is a new day. And as an attractive thinker, we encourage you to have an attractive thinker eye when you step out into your day today, because you're going to notice something that's right in your immediate space. It isn't going to cost you anything. Something that you always have seen but never observed it in a different light. It's going to be revealed to you today. Today's message is about the purpose of a defining moment. We all experience defining moments and they're very rare. We don't have defining moments every single day, but they happen every now and then along our journey, okay? So again, click the share button. Share this message because if you've been following us for this amount of time, these messages are resonating with you and they will resonate with so many others. There are a lot of people living life beyond a break and they want to thrive in life beyond the break. Or there are some people, Tashette, that are living through the break, just like we did, living in a break right now and not sure how to apply the proper tools so they come out a victor and not a victim of the defining moment. Talk to us today, Tashette, about the purpose of a defining moment.
Yes, it is such an awesome to live beyond the break because you get to discover the reason. You get to discover the gems and jewels. You know, we always say, hopefully you have your pen and paper because we're going to be dropping gems and jewels along the way. You say that every week. And the reason why we go through a break is not for nothing. It's not just because, something feels like, it just feel like anything happening. You know what I mean? Like we're not mindlessly going through life. We are intentional when we're going through life. We are creating experiences when we're going through life. So when you are in the breaking moment, when things are rough or you're in the middle of a storm, sometimes it's hard to see what's going on. It's hard to see that it's the definition or that defining moment that's going on. It's hard to see that this moment helps towards your potential. It helps towards exposing you to who you really are. This moment being a defining moment helps give definition to your life, really and truly. If you think about all of the people we admire in the world, a lot of those messages came out of their defining moments. A lot of those, the sayings that they say, the things we admire them most, you notice when you hear somebody talk about a certain thing, you have a statement. Those were defining statements that came out of defining moments. But when you are in the defining moment, You say, why me? Why do I have to go through this? Why to choose me? I feel like I've gone through too much. I feel like this. You know, you have to understand who you are. Are you a victim or are you a victor? Because that definition first will make a difference in how you see the next definition. If you see yourself as a victor, then you understand that there's always a bigger picture than what's going on right now. So you're not getting caught up in the woes of now. You're allowing yourself to stay focused, turned into the why, or the what's coming next, or what's on that, or what's going on. You're staying in tune with your full potential and allowing it to bring you through a process, even though you don't understand it. So those defining moments are necessary. And though we may not always have the same reason why, it's definitely a defining moment for a purpose, right? So when we're going through stuff, let's say we were working out, right? And we are lifting weights and we feeling the pain of lifting that weights. And some of you might be lifting 25 pounds, some might be lifting 40 or 50 pounds. And as you go down and up, you begin to feel the burn. And that's kind of how in life, when you're going down and up and you're lifting those mental muscles, you begin to feel the burn. Because when we start working on ourselves, life is not going to say, oh, yeah, well, you're working on yourself now. Here's everything easy. No, life is going to come at you. The test of what you think you know is definitely going to come at you. But this is the opportunity to use those gems and those jewels that you have been collecting to test it, to see if it works. So when you present it to the next person, you understand that this is good. You know, you're not just handing them, you know, a can of corn and saying, yeah, just go ahead on and eat that. You're handing them an experience. And the experience you're handing them is based out of how you defined it. And your definition of it came out of what you got from it when you stood the test of time in it. So if you're going through a break, you stand. If you can't do nothing, stand. If you can't stand, stoop, get on your knees, something. But just try your best to find whatever you can to pull up on. I'd say find a handlebar. And handlebars to me is little things you can hold on to. That when you go throughout the transitions in your life, those handlebars allow you to hold on to that statement. Those handlebars are revealed in the middle of defining moments because you never know. I have never seen me go through a situation, or you, Dr. Tony, go through a situation and come out with nothing. I haven't seen us go through something and say, "Ooh, that was bad," and then, you know, we didn't get nothing from it. Because we are attractive thinkers, we are truth seekers, we are encouragers. We are looking for answers. Yeah. So we're not just living a mindless living life. We're not into mundane and routine and just trying to exist. We're into fulfillment. We're into identification. We're into intentional creation. We're into being something other than nothing. We're not happy or satisfied looking like everybody else. And because you're not, and because your spirit knows your full potential, we can't let you just sit there and have it be all easy and everything is all light and there's no contrast to help you define that light. Defining moments is necessary because it helps separate the difference between the dark and the light. Now, both of the dark and the light is existing at the same time, but here's the thing. What you focus on in that moment is what sits at the forefront. So yes, you'll have a negative experience, but I guarantee you, within that negative experience, if you look closely, if you look again, you'll also find a positive experience, right? So to me, I say the miscarriage I had was the birth of visual encouragers. So I miscarried something physically, but I gave birth to something spiritually. And the thing that I gave birth to spiritually made me actually grateful for the thing I thought I lost physically, but I didn't lose anything as long as I had myself. I hope that makes sense. So what I'm saying to you is every negative experience has a gem and a jewel in it. You know, when you look at diamonds, Diamonds don't just come out being diamonds. Diamonds got to go through a process. They got to be able to withstand that pressure. They don't look like they don't, in the beginning of a diamond, there's coal. Coals, if you see a coal next to a diamond, it looks like two different things, but they are the same. You see one in the beginning and one in its full potential, and that's valuable. So what's happened in between being a coal and being a diamond? The pressure, the process that it takes to transition from that to this. So if you are in the break, even if you're living beyond the break, keep going, because that diamond, you're being chiseled and shaped right now in that pressure. If you are just going in the break, keep your hope, keep your focus, and stay the course, because you too are called to be a diamond. We all can't sit in the bed being a lump of coal. Coal has its purpose, right? But when you take a piece of coal that somebody decided to go into a cave to get this coal because they understand the potential, right? You're not just getting a lump of coal just because you feel like having a lump of coal. You want to put it through its process in order to become a diamond. So some of us were coals with potential, right? But we're not giving up in the pressure. So out of it comes diamond. So our defining moment is a diamond being created right in front of our eyes. That is our defining moment. And that is why we go through things. It's not for nothing. It's never for nothing. Nothing is coincidental. It is actually for everything. Everything you are, everything you have, and everything you said you wanted to be. Back to you, Dr. Tony.
So amazing. So amazing. Attractive thinkers, as Tashette said, I trust that you have your Attractive Thinker notebook handy, and you're capturing these gems as we drop them along the way. I wanted to talk about some clarity on this defining moment. Attractive thinkers see defining moments differently. We view them differently than the average way to view life or situations or circumstances. As attractive thinkers, we have an attractive thinker eye, which gives us the ability to see beyond the situation or whatever is being presented to us, the experience. And like you said, Tasha, we look for the good. We look for the good. You know, in my opinion, if all that is good is God. And if it's not good, it's not God. That's in my opinion, you know, because everything that God made is good. He always said that at the end of every day that he made. He said, and it was good, and it was so. And it was God, and it was so. So when we look at our experiences, we are required to find the good in them. And that's why the Attractive Thinker movement even exists, because we support you in seeing beyond what you're looking at. There are 1,000,001 endless ways to view our experiences. We get to choose how we view them and give meaning to them, because life just is. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. So these things happen, experiences and things happen. And when we look at them with our attractive thinker eye, we have to decide, if this doesn't look good, I have to find a way to use the hand that I've been dealt and shape it in a way that the end result is good. You know, that's why scripture says all things work together for good. So the not so good experiences and the good experiences, they all work together for good. Why for good? Why is it all working together for good? It could have been working together for something else. Why good? That's an indication to me, Tashette, that that's our responsibility when we experience something and it doesn't seem so favorable. We feel like we can't use that, or we're like, wow, where did this come from? This is not going to contribute to the goals that I have right now. We're required, because nothing shall be wasted. We talk about this all of the time, Tashette. If we change anything about our defining moment, we change everything about us, about who we became, about who we are, about what we know now, and our wisdom and knowledge and the gifts that we bring, that we share with the world. So when we look at these experiences, this defining moment, we start out with regrets, and we feel a certain way about it, and we wish that it didn't happen, and it hurts so bad, and we go through all of these emotional experiences concerning the defining moment. But the clarity is in this, and it might take a minute to get here after you experience a defining moment. The clarity is, let me put on my attractive thinker lenses and see what good I can put, what about this experience can I use? Maybe good is not a word that I may have even wanted to hear when I was going through my defining moment, because I remember asking God, what good could possibly come from this? So maybe good is not the word to use initially. What about what can I use as a result of this experience? Because I always said, if it has to hurt, it has to count. It's not an option. You can't just come into my life and bring pain and I not produce something as a result of it. We have to remember that as attractive thinkers. If it has to hurt, it has to count. And it's up to us to find a way to make it count, to discover what it is that we can use. What are the lessons learned? Write these down in your attractive thinker notebook. What did I learn as a result of going through this experience? And it doesn't mean that the experience happened because you were doing something wrong or something bad and you had to learn your lesson. That's not what this is about. This is about, what do I know now that I didn't know before? We got to pay attention to that. Who am I now that I wasn't before? What was I struggling to accomplish now that I've accomplished, to accomplish before that I now have accomplished as a result of what I've been through? See, this is how you make your experiences count, your defining moments count, how you make them good, because you start extracting the good from them. And now you have a whole treasure chest of things that you've acquired, all because of that defining moment that you had. Whereas if you had never had that defining moment, you would have never acquired these treasures, these gems, and these jewels that you can take along the way on and continue on your journey and use them for other experiences. And you can expedite your process. You be like, oh, you know what? This right here experience that I'm dealing with, I captured a gem from a defining moment that I had 10 years ago. You'll begin to, it'll come back to you and you'll say, wait a minute, I have a gem for that. And you take that gem and you can apply it to an experience that you're going through right now and expedite your process. You can go further fast, you can heal quicker, you can get more clarity and purpose from this experience sooner. Because the first defining moment, it just knocks you off your feet. You don't even know who you are at the time. You have an idea, but you don't really know who you are. You know, when I went into my defining moment, I went in as Toni and I came out as the attractive thinker. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. I want you to understand that. So my question to you is, what was your name when you went in? And what is your name now? What is your name now? What have you discovered about yourself now? How many gifts do you have now that you've discovered? What are your superpowers now? What can you do now that you weren't able to do before? See, let me share something with you. Whether we pull the gems from our journey or not, Tishette, the gems are there. It's our choice. We can take these gems and become better and stronger and more and be able to use them to benefit our lives and the lives of others. That's a choice. Or we can just leave the gems in the journey. I don't want to talk about this defining moment anymore. I don't want to talk about who I am now because it cost me a lot of pain and a lot of tears, and I never got over it. I don't want to look into it and see what good could come from it or what could I use now. You know, I just want to act like it never even happened. But the thing is, it happened to you. So anything that happens to you matters. It matters. It matters. And this is what I've discovered, Tishette, because there were some things in my life that I had experienced. And at the time, I just let it go. I didn't cry and wail and get mad. And some things in life happen and you're so busy working on your goals and so busy moving ahead. Some things you just let go. But this is what I've discovered. Do you know that even though I let it go, that didn't change the fact that it affected me? Because if it happened to me, it matters. It matters. It's a part of my experience. And there's something that I can do to use something from that. There's something that I can use. I can pull from it. There's something about it that I can use to grow. So whether I deal with it or not, or acknowledge it or not, or be in denial of it or not, it matters. It matters, and it did affect me. And when I say affect me, it doesn't mean like, oh yeah, it did hurt. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm talking about, although it does. What I'm talking about is it's a part of it's a puzzle piece to your puzzle, the big picture. It's a part of your experience. And sometimes, Tichette, I've had to go back and revisit that because Spirit will bring it to my attention and say, remember that happened? And some things I have forgotten about totally. I was like, wow, that did happen. You're absolutely right. This is how I talk to Spirit. I was like, thank you for sharing that with me. I really do. I talk to Spirit just like that because I have a relationship. You want to talk to Spirit just like you're talking to a friend, because your spirit, the Holy Spirit, is there to help you, to lead and to guide you, and it will into all truth. Lead and guide you into all truth. So it will show you the truth about yourself and your experiences. It'll bring some things back to your mind. You may have a question about this, but it's something that you went through years ago. That's an answer to that. You see how you can use these things, the purpose of a defining moment. Your defining moment has a purpose, and sometimes, to share, because hindsight is 2020, sometimes we don't realize what the purpose was until years later. It doesn't have to take that long, but it can take that long. You know, I believe that it's dependent upon whether or not we're walking attractively, whether or not we're thinking attractively, or whether because see, sometimes even as an attractive thinker, you can vacillate between being an attractive thinker and being average. Average people just go through things and they move on to the next thing. They really don't even assess what they just came through. They don't pull lessons from it. And they move from, for example, they move from one job to the next, or they'll move from one relationship to the next, not giving themselves an opportunity or time to process what just happened. When you process what just happened, you're extracting the lessons, and you know that you can apply these lessons going forward, or you're going to repeat what just happened. If we don't learn the lessons and we don't grow as a result of the experience, because from what I heard, experiences come to teach us lessons. They come to make us stronger. They come to answer the questions that we have. They come as answers to the questions that we have. You ask God for one thing, and all of a sudden an experience shows up. And that's one thing I've discovered, Tichette, is that God may not give you the very thing you ask for. I might ask for let's say I ask for something major like a mountain. I want a mountain. Okay. God may not give me a mountain. He may give me the tools to build one. Have you ever heard of things like that? You know, when I heard stories like that, it used to bother me because I'm like, you know what? I'm not interested in tools to build a mountain. I just want you to give me the mountain. You know, like parents, like kids, they say, I would like to have this toy. And the parent comes up with this long thesis statement and says to the child, well, you know what? You can have that toy. But what I need you to do is I need you to go home and sort out all that money that you've been given for allowance. I need you to add it up. I need you to balance some things out because you were supposed to allocate money for savings, and you were supposed to allocate money for this, and you have a school project coming up, da, 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 da. And I want you to see if you have enough money to purchase the toy. See, that's a totally different game. And the kid was like, no, I just thought maybe you would buy it for me. But when you allow the child to purchase it for themselves, it's a learning experience, and they get to feel that money energy, money coming in and money leaving, and they can relate it to the things that they want. So it's a teachable moment. And when I was, journeying through my defining moment, I didn't want any teachable moments. What are you talking about? I just need an answer to this problem right here. I just need an answer. I need a solution to what I'm going through. I just need this pain to stop. I mean, is that possible? But there were other avenues, and the answers were coming at me from other directions other than that clear cut path that I wanted. It's just like, Jesus, we expecting Jesus to come in on a white horse, and he came in on a donkey. And a lot of people missed him because they had the white horse mentality, but it was the donkey mentality that recognized Jesus. Think about that. So as an attractive thinker, what I say to you today is whatever that is, that defining moment is for you that you're experiencing, whether you can see it right now or not, because I didn't in the beginning, it does have a purpose. And you're becoming a whole new person as a result of it. This defining moment is giving you gifts. It's loading you up with gifts and treasures that and fruit, baskets of fruit that people will be able to pluck your fruit, all because of what you went through. Sometimes you show up in the presence of people. You may not have to say anything, and people get healed just by your presence. Heavy weights lift. Evil spirits leave just by your presence. And you know what? It's because of what you went through. It's because of what you went through. It changed you. It shifted your spirit. It shifted some things in your spirit and made you fit for certain situations and experiences. So don't think, well, nothing, nothing resulted from what I went through. I'm not different. I'm not a better person. Oh, yes, you are. It's in your presence. It's in your
Mhm.
aura. It's in your energy. Those deposits were made in your energy. These things are not visible. They're invisible, but they are there and they are powerful. Back to you, Tashette.
Yes, yes, they are powerful. Your identification changes in
Mm-hmm,
the midst of this process. You
mm-hmm,
know, you said so many things. One of the things you said is when I pray for something, he might not give it to me in the way that I want it. But what I learned is he give you the intention because there's a reason behind why you wanted that mountain. You know, we're not just wanting stuff because we want stuff. When our identity changes, the desires we have also changes because the things that fit the old us no longer fit the new us. You know, we can't look, you can't change your whole life and keep wearing the same clothes, living in the same home, wearing the same thing, doing the same routine, having the same habits, having the same mindset, and expecting to live a different life. When you change, everything around you changes with you. It needs to, or you'll set yourself back. And then another thing, Dr. Tony, when you were talking, and you were talking about the why, you was talking about why I have to go through this, why can't I just have it easy? And sometimes in the break you wanted to give up. The thing is no matter how much that you end up, first I want to tell you this though. We always say on this show, when things happen to you, attractive thinkers understand that yes, is a purpose is happening for you. We always say that. We understand that when you push past throughout all of the stuff that you just went through, when you go through all of the Lord, the burnt down pieces, the rubble, the gem is you, this happened for you. It was necessary for you. And we say all the time, like, why does it have to be me? Why this? Because though you were seeking for a dream, for a vision, for a potential, what you didn't know was that dream, that vision and potential was also seeking you. This is why you wanted it. This is why you decided to go through it. But the attraction to it is sometimes broken in doubt when we get mixed up in being something other than ourselves. It get mixed up in the doubting of who we are. You know, you can have a successful business just being you,
mm-hmm,
you being a breath of fresh air, but how will you be a successful business being you if you're too busy judging yourself, if you're too busy condemning yourself, if you're so busy holding on to your last mistake, if you're so busy saying you're not worthy or you don't deserve because this, that, and your ducks weren't in order and you couldn't and you didn't, all that stuff helps define who you are, but you have to apply that definition. Nobody's going to apply that definition for you now. You can be blessed and have people in your life that might see a thing in you that you don't see in yourself, and you keep listening and listening until it kicks in. That is a blessing, okay? To have people in your life that see you for your full potential, right? But at the end of the day, it's until you accept it that it starts to activate and attract. Because we can sit here and speak to you all day long about what being an attractive thinker or a visual encourager, what that means. But until you accept the calling on your own life, you accept the definition, you accept that this was too, that what happened to you was also for you, you know, and you decide to apply it, understanding you are a diamond in the rough and not being mad at that. You know, it's when you accept that that you get to see the true why, that the real why was seeking you, which was the potential, which was the vision, which was the dream, which was your ability to sprout and stand tall. That is your why. That's the end result. It's seeking you. This is why you can't give up. This is why you can't let it go. And this is why it's not easy. You also talked about when you give your children things, think about this. When you give your children a car, right? And it's their first car, and it's new and it's shiny, and it's just the one they wanted, and they driving around and they trying to kick back and all that stuff. How long will that car last? Because the value wasn't placed on it. They didn't have to sacrifice anything for it. They didn't have to work hard for it. When you buy yourself a car and you put the work in and you sacrifice everything at that moment for it, along with that car comes the value of it. You can appreciate a diamond when you watch this process so much more. Somebody can give you a diamond all day, and if you're a person that was born with silver spoon in your mouth and diamonds give you all the time, then a lot of times you probably like, yeah, it's a diamond and it's sit over there in the case, and you'll wear it, but you'll never have the full vision of it. But when you watch a coal turn into a diamond, that right there gives it so much more definition than when you just picked it out in the store, than when somebody just gave it to you. When you watch that process, we say all the time, oh, when it comes to butterfly, oh, that's so pretty, oh, butterfly, da, 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 da. But when you understand the story that butterfly carries and all that it had to go through for us to look at it and say, wow, that's magnificent, for it to be able to fly in all its glory, it makes it so special. It speaks volume that go beyond that moment that you saw it. We are not just a body here just trying to look cute. You know, we are purposeful and intentional. You know, we're basically treasure hunters. So why are we always talking about you get the gems and, you know, you get the jewels and all this stuff and you write it down and this, that, and why are we always talking about? Because we understand the value of all of those things. And the value of it is this world is going to be here, right? We all go through the cycle of life. Whether you live 100 to 200 years, we all go through the cycle of life, but this world will be here. Will they know you were here? And how can they know if you were here, if you were present, if you're burying yourself in your problems, if you're burying yourself in the opinions of other people, if you're burying yourself in your I can'ts and your limitations and your thoughts and habits that does not match your potential? How can they know you were here? We're here to leave a mark in the earth, to make a difference. You know, a lot of, in the beginning of my life, I was so busy into making money, but now I'm like, I let my money make money while I make a difference. That is my focus. I let my money make money while I make a difference. Why? Because there's more to life than just getting the physical stuff. There's spiritual, there's mental, there's all kinds of areas that I know can get fulfilled at the same time, right? So we're talking about, you know, gems, because gems are high value. They are not something you just find along the way. You have to hunt for that. You have to look for that. You have to be able to see it. Listen, you'll never catch me stepping over a 20 because I'm aware of all of my surroundings, the up, down, the left, the right. I'm aware, but I'm still focused. I use my peripheral really good, you know, so, and that's what happens. Like, we're not saying not to look out of your peripheral, not to, you know, that's we're saying focus, but we're saying don't focus on the distraction. Focus on what's ahead of you, but understanding that distraction serves its place too. The distraction will let you know how close to the line you are, because when you get closer and closer to that touchdown, that distraction and those tests and those trials start pumping up a little bit. It start coming up a little bit, but when you stay on course and understand that you can stand a test of time, you can cross over that line and you can get all that you were desired to have, right? So you said also, Dr. Tony, if it has to hurt, It has to count. That right there is a statement I'll take to me forever, because I don't want to get in the habit of just going through stuff for nothing. Like, what value can I get out of just feeling like the world was me? You know, just playing the same sad songs and looking at the same movies, wearing the same clothes, living under the same covers. What what would be the point of that if I didn't get something out of it, if I didn't make it count? So yes, all the pain we go through, we make it count. That's what attractive thinkers do. We make things count. You know, we make the good and the bad. We make the contrast paint the picture how we want to paint it. We let that thing come through. We let our defining moments shine. We're not too ashamed to say what we went through, but we don't let the defining moments be the focal point of our story. Our story, the defining moment has its purpose, right? But your spirit is the focal point. Your potential, your end result, your vision, all of that is the focal point. The defining moment does exactly what it does. It defines the vision. It defines who you are. It does exactly what it says. When you see the muscle and you see the definition in the muscle, the definition is a part of the muscle, but it's not the focal point. It enhances the focal point. You are the focal point and the potential that is placed on you. So if you're going through something, don't beat yourself up for it. It's okay. You know, like Dr. Tony said, it had to happen to you, so that it could happen for you, because otherwise you might not have known you were a diamond. Otherwise, you might not have known what you were made of, and if we go through life where everything is peaches and cream, how boring would that be? What can you tell the next person? Yeah, I came, I was born to a mother and a father, and they was in the house all day, and I never heard them argue, and I never argued, and I had every toy that I wanted, and I went to a good school, and I was a straight A student all the way up to high school. I got every award that they had, and then I left school, went to college, got a job, made six figures, ended up I got a degree, and that pushed me up, and I became a boss, and I did this, and it's all good, and there were nothing you had to come conquer. There were no trials, no tribulations, no nothing, right? And though I am a visual encourager, I will celebrate. If that's your story, I will celebrate you. You best believe that. But what definition is there to light if there was no darkness, if there was nothing you couldn't overcome? And then you say, I got married, I had 2 kids, I got a nice home, and then I died. Like, what's the story? No. What did you learn? What did you leave behind having everything perfect for you? How can you tell the next person to overcome something you never overcame? The reason why we can tell you about Beyond the Break is because we had to live in the break over and over again, and then until we learn how to live beyond the break. And now we're telling you all the gems that we got from living beyond the break. And living beyond the break is where it's at. We say that every year. Back to you, Dr. Tony.
Yes, living beyond the break is where it's at. Attractive thinkers, I want to give you some clarity on some things. While you were talking to Shed, a lot of my defining moment, the experience, the emotion, and the thoughts, a lot of the thoughts, majority speaking, were coming before me while you were talking. So I just want to, I'm going to share this because I want attractive thinkers to have a clear picture after you hear this message of your defining moment, who you are in it, what you should supposed to be, how to view it. Let's put it that way. We cannot tell you what to get from your defining moment or what your purpose is. You will discover that as you go. We discovered it as we went. Now you have to be in tune with, you have to pay attention to your life. Pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to what you're thinking. Pay attention to what you're experiencing, what is coming into your experience through your phone, through your computer, at your home, out when you're out and about. What are you experiencing and encountering along the way? They're all there as a sign that they're sending messages to you, all of these experiences, because everything matters. It does matter. So I've discovered that, Tashet, when I asked God for something, it showed up, an experience showed up. I asked God for something and an experience showed up. As a little girl, I wanted, when I was introduced to God, my mom used to take us to church all the time, and I wanted the being, just the thought of something that big and that impactful and powerful, you know, the God that I read about in the Bible, I wanted to know who it was. I wanted to know if it was possible to talk to that kind of God. Yeah, who is he? Who am I in relevance to who he is? Would he walk with me? Would I be able to talk to him throughout my life? Like, you know, in different instances, would I be able to access some of the power that he has, and what to do with that kind of power? Why would I need that kind of power? What would I have to encounter? What would I encounter in life? Whereas I would need that kind of power. I wanted to know who this great big God was, and then experience. My defining moment showed up in my life. I didn't know that God answers through experiences. At the time, as a child, I just thought maybe he would tell me who I was, or tell me who he is, or tell me what his powers are, and how is that related to me. You know, I thought maybe he would tell me that, you know, what my purpose was. Think about that. You know, when you introduce, I always say, be careful how you introduce God to children, because children have an imagination, you know, and they use their imagination. You're telling a child about this great big God, and you don't know how the child is perceiving what you're explaining. And sometimes, a lot of times as parents, we try to explain it in a childlike way. It's still no guarantee that that child is really receiving what you're saying, or receiving your perception of what you're saying. It's being filtered through their limited perception, because the mind is not mature yet to understand these big concepts. So as a child, I just envisioned this great big energy, this great big God who saw everything. Like they say, Santa Claus is coming to town. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. And you know, when you introduce God like that to a child, that was the childlike mindset that I had of God. And it was great. It was powerful. It was mighty. And I wanted to know who God was. And then an experience and defining moment showed up in my life. And I didn't relate the experience to my request about God. I didn't relate the two. And a lot of times it's easy to do that, attractive thinker. You have these petitions before God, or you have these goals that you have plans for, and then an experience shows up and you push that to the side because you don't have time to deal with that. Not understanding that that's a part of the solution to the goals that you have. Think about that. So I want to encourage you to go back and look at that defining moment, sift through it with a fine-tooth comb. We don't go back to shed. You say this all of the time. We don't go back to step back into the pain of the defining moment and the regret or the shame or guilt or tears and all of that. We only go back for two reasons: the blessing and the lesson. We only go back and revisit our defining moments. And I guarantee you, if you're like us, every time I go back and revisit, or I'm led back to my defining moment, I find another gem that I didn't know before, that I didn't discover before. I find another powerful part of myself that I left in my journey. I found another solution in that same defining moment that I can use now in my life. What years after the defining moment? The defining moment is rich. The defining moment is an endless treasure that you can always pull from. No matter what you experience in life, that defining moment is just like the Bible and Tishet, your visual encourager images. They breathe and grow with you. So you're never done. Your defining moment is never just sealed, shut, dead, done. That's all I can get from it. No, 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 no. No, no, no. If you had to experience it, it had to count, and not count just one time. It will have to count forever, because that's how much pain was involved. And when that amount of pain, to shed, you always talk about polarity and balance and equilibrium. When you experience that amount of pain, you don't settle for just a couple of coins. You don't settle for a little sprinkle here and a sprinkle there. Nope. If it had to hurt like a mountain, I'm going to have to reap the joys like a mountain. If it had to hurt and make me fall to my knees, it's going to have to bring me joy and elevate me, whereas I'm flying like an eagle. You know, it's called
Yes.
equilibrium. It's called equilibrium. No shabby, settling or tiny little, or, it used to bother me. Like we be in church sometimes and people would go up for prayer. They had a headache and they would come back and say, "Your head hurt?" "Oh, no, it don't hurt like it used to, just hurt a little bit." I said, "No, no, 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 no. A headache is a headache, and when your head don't hurt, your head don't hurt. So you want to be at a state where your head don't hurt. If you have a headache and then you go up there and you get prayer, or you ask God to heal your headache, and your head still hurt but just a little bit, that's not complete. It's not complete. So if you
Mhm.
had to experience your defining moment, you want to fully experience your destiny moment. You want to fully experience your divine moments, and you're not taking any shortcuts. You don't want to be shortchanged. You don't want nobody to jip you off of it. You want the full benefit, the full result, the full value of what you've been through, because you matter. You matter. Everything about you matters. So I was thinking about that, Tasha, and then I wrote some other notes down about how I wanted to know, the purpose of God and his principles. And as I read through the Bible, I wanted those little blessings and all those miracles that he talked about and the power that he had given us and things like that. I wanted to know how to access all of that. So it wasn't so much an attractive thinking. You might be saying, "Well, Dr. Tony, I didn't ask God for that." And my response to you is, but your heart did. Your mouth may not have said it using words, but your heart did, because your heart was right. You wanted to do the right thing. And being that God is a spirit, you attracted him with your heart. Think about that attractive thing. You communicated, you said it to God with your heart. You wanted to do what's right. You were seeking to do what's right. You was always seeking the truth and a better way, always looking to better yourself, invested in personal growth and development, and always tried to do the right thing. You were speaking with your heart. And you were chosen to walk this path because just like there's a defining moment, there's a destiny moment. You go into a defining moment one way, you come out another greater way. Just like Clark Kent and Superman, the same person, two different beings, two different developments, two different persons came from that one journey, from that one person. He had his defining moments. Think about this, attractive thinker. He had his defining moments. Go back and look at his history and how he became, how he started out, and then how he discovered he was Superman. It's time for you to discover who you truly are as a result of this defining moment, because your defining moment had a purpose. Tasha, tell our audience how they can stay in touch with us here at Beyond the Break, how they can get in touch with you, the Visual Encourager.
Yep, you can find me on my website at www.visualencouragement.com. We provide mental support for movers and shakers, trailblazers, pathfinders, and groundbreakers, people who desire to move mountains or receive them so that they can create a new vision for themselves. You just need a little help lifting the heaviness. We're here for you at visualencouragement.com. Go to my contact us page. Put in your information. Let me know how I can uplift you, encourage you, and enlighten you so that you can live a life of fulfillment. Why? Because you deserve that life of fulfillment. If you went through a break, come out on the other side with everything you were meant to get. Don't sell yourself short at all, because this moment right here is your defining moment to help you to live highly beyond a break. It's time to soar, season.
Awesome. Attractive thinkers, I hope you have captured these gems along the way in your Attractive Thinker notebook. Again, click the like button, click the share button, and share this message, because people in your circle of influence need to hear this message. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, because you want to be notified when we go live and upload these powerful messages on our channel. Beyond the Break, give yourself a fighting chance. Again, Dr. Tony Hatton here, your identity coach and get to the root specialist at theattractivethinker.guru, where we support you with the mental tools necessary to blast through through those obstacles that are blinding you, preventing you from seeing that your dreams really are a possibility. Visit our website and place your information there. We have some freebies there for you, some things that are really going to turn the light on for you and support you in this journey. Again, you always hear us say, our life's work, that's to make your life better. It is not what you're going through, it's how you're doing it. Think attractively, and we'll see you soon.